Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings and keep up the lessons. Brother Talib from the Brother Talib Show. Yeah. This is I'm basically gonna do a little address and talk because I just wanted to cover all my channels, even on TikTok, which I started this basic address to those who have been making a lot of FUD, which is fear, excuse me, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that's what it stands for, FUD, right? And we know, as far as crypto people, and I'm also AKA crypto b-boy, if you don't already know, in the crypto community or cryptocurrency space, which is like a universe compared to, so much of what's in the crypto community. It's vast. It's very vast. So we say space, but some people know this term and so forth. But just for those people who are religious, right? On quotes, we say, you know, in a categorized way or generalization of being religious. Me, as a Muslim, as you already know, some of you who know me, that we don't try to put ourselves or fit ourselves in those generalizations or categorizations of being religious per se, but that we are people of righteousness. We do practice and believe in our Creator, we worship Him, and for us, it's a way of life. We call it deen from the word dinakum, or being the life, the living, basically lifestyle. Okay, so for our faith is a lifestyle for us more than just religion. Okay, on a generalized basis, how the people do categorize all different types of religions, it's more like just a practice. But for us, it's everyday implementation, lifestyle, culture, traditions, all of that goes in line with our faith. And other people have similar ways they apply those areas of to which are factors that make up their faith and their practice. It might be more of a lifestyle for them too as well. I'm not putting anyone else out. But anyway, I'm just stating those things first, and basically just to let you know this is the basis of what I'm going to be addressing in relation with crypto, because crypto is my area. Alhamdulillah, for 5 years I've been, and I spend expertise in doing it. Getting experience and becoming well known and well versed in it enough to be able to explain it, to be able to, give some of my knowledge that I gained to help people to become investors. Pretty much more, or as much as I could to give them enough knowledge that I did know or did retain about the technologies of crypto, which is blockchain. That's the main basis of the technology of crypto, how it functions. Okay, it functions off of the main net of blockchain. Different, and every crypto has its own blockchain network, right? So basically, the basic thing about it is it's a digital technology for on a financial level. Okay, within the financial sector of society. Okay, and so it's taking place and is soon to be and reset up to take place of the traditional financial systems, which were built up from the value systems all the way back, dating back thousands of years, of course, to where it became more dealing with a fiat dollar, with a fiat currency system, right? Which is, the bill. It's the bills, the bill notes, and money backed on or based, its value is based on agreements from a certain amount of people, right? Not everyone, but a centralized group of people that have that control to base what the value of these dollars and these fiat bills are worth. So basically, in relation to religion, and then the references that come with the religious references, as I said again, when I use religion, it doesn't mean that it should be stereotyped on only one particular faith. Because try to bring your mindset that it's perspectives from different religions. It's different perspectives from different religions that come into this argument, because it's really like an argument. It's controversial and so forth, and everyone has their own position in their faith, how they take it. Some of them take it extreme and have a dystopian type of idea of how crypto is perceived to them, how the technologies of it, and how it's being ushered in, or it had been ushered in as a plan, as a dystopian or elitist backed, which is kind of true. Some of that is true, and it was built on as a conspiracy to control the world on a more greater scale than it has been already by imperialists and empires and so forth, right? But now to the level where you have no freedoms barely, and constitutions are not even giving you those rights and so forth and all this type of stuff. So they say all of this is geared in with the financial system, the new financial system that they're trying to reset with, which is going to be digital, right? And that's what, or virtual currency, virtual money, virtual transactions, digital transactions of wealth, of money, of, you know, currency, right? So basically, we got to look at it, and we need to look at it from various perspectives, not just one perspective. Because if you just take one perspective, as though some of these people who are posting and uploading their videos and showing, like there was this one lady, she's like an expat, and I can't remember her name, but I'll probably bring the name out so people can know, to be mindful and not to just take everything that she's saying and speaking about the negatives of Ripple, companies like Ripple, which are fintech companies that deal with and bring the services, and they provide services of blockchain, cryptocurrency, now stable coins, you know, AMMs, which is automatic market makers type of systems, cross-border payments, settlement mechanisms such as XRP, their native coin for Ripple. And then you have other companies that are similar, like Stellar with XLM, XDC Foundation, HBAR, Algorand, various companies and various their usage of their various networks and DLTs, digital ledger technologies, that they're providing to businesses and even banking institutions and major banking institutions, credit unions, payment centers, all these different people that they provide these services to. They're businesses. These guys are business. They're private businesses in the crypto space, right? In the blockchain space or industry. So they're being looked at as being components in relation to what she was saying, as puppets or people being used to help to build this system, this dystopian system, this evil system, this system that's going to overthrow everything and control every human being on this earth, and try to take place of God, try to take place of the Creator, which that is impossible. Just like the Satanists, they believe that God is dead, and that's totally not true. There's totally proof in that. I mean, beyond the percentage that what we can even understand, He is clearly ever living, everlasting, and existent. But that's their mentality that they bring. Doesn't mean they're right in their mentality, right? So the same with this lady. And I'm not talking down about her because she's supposed to be a God-fearing woman. She's in her faith. I guess it's Hebrew Israelites. I don't know. A certain type of sect of Christian Hebrew Israelite type of belief that she seems where she comes from in her background. She used the word Yahweh. But there's others that are like her, and then you got Christians that get real extreme with this same type of narrative of dystopian conspiracies being established through crypto, through they use crypto, they're using crypto for this new world order type of situation, right? Not to say that, to be more specific and to be more concise in their understanding with the proofs and sources, to find that is basically people that are small groups of elite groups that first on the top, and then there's different tiers that are into governments also within the countries that have been trying to use, yes, and want to use blockchain and distributed ledger technologies and so forth to keep their centralized control over what they had already before before you know these digital technologies came into play, with that are fall into the sectors of finance, right? and traditional, and it's kind of going to be replacing traditional finance. They don't want these people at the top. They're the ones who brought traditional finance into what we know, the fiat system, the debt system, all these different systems that have made it so complicated and complex for people to distribute wealth, or wealth being distributed to them fairly, to be able to transact without permissionless transactions, and no three people in place, but one person that you deal with peer to peer, like Bitcoin was established upon peer to peer, transactions. Okay, but and fair transactions, and timely, a little more faster and quicker. This is what the DLT is doing. This is what digital ledger technology is for. It was based on that. It wasn't based on a built up to be a dystopian system. So my point is that we got to be careful, people. We have to understand and be mindful and use our own minds and due diligence and studying and learning and seeking knowledge, and researching more within these technology, in the basis of where they came from and why did they start. And the main basis is that these started off in a decentralized mindset, to be where, meaning people wanted to have freedom, like more like a sovereignty of how they use their wealth, and how they can transact with their wealth, and the distribution of wealth would be more fair. Okay, so it started off on that. Now, just like a lot of things in life, the corrupt nations in this world, and from centuries, whenever they got a hold of things like, for instance, weapons. Look at what they did when they got a hold of gunpowder. They created things that was more destructive to man, and then they got a hold of the knowledge and the science of atomic energy. And what were they doing? Even the big thing that's going on between Iran and Israel, been promoting and saying and pushing narrative that Iran was trying to create a weapon, a nuclear weapon, and all these years it never did. But that's a whole nother story. But the point is that people can take something that was naturally here on this earth and try to make it evil, or use it for evil. And the same like with money or value, right? Use it for evil. And that's what it is. The same as it has been centuries when people had gold and silver and so forth and transactions of that. And what did it lead to? Blood spilling, looking into the earth and seeking and finding precious stones and metals like diamonds, precious stones, other metals besides gold. People died from it. People wanted to own it. People was greedy. So it's the people behind these evils of these things that are natural, that are being used, or technologies now that represent money in a digital form, to try to control it and use it for their means of control. So just keep it to that point. Keep it in that place. Don't put all the negatives and the blames on the technology. Don't put the negatives and the blames on the companies and saying that they're part of these plans. You have to bring more proof and evidences. And for Islam, as Muslims, we should know better, because when we come to bring any point on anything and we make a statement and we make an accusation of something, we need to have dalil behind it. Or we just try to decide to take and give some knowledge of something that we are into, other than what the Muslim is practicing and what he believes in and follows in his faith, then you need to bring dalil. You need to bring, which we know what dalil is, means evidence in English translation. So the same with any of you. I don't care what religion you are, whether you are atheist or not, agnostic, however, you need to bring evidence, because in the court of law, that's what stands. Not, oh, he say, she say, or this or whatever, what people saying, but clear evidence. And that's the thing. So bring clear evidence. And the lady who said this in her video, I will try to get her name and post her in the description, and who she was, and maybe post her video so that people can look on their own and see what she's saying. But don't just follow people because of your emotions and so forth, and you're afraid. Get yourself balanced and find out what's correct, what's real, and then go from there and act accordingly. And that's all I'm going to say. I appreciate you guys listening. It's been a while since I've put any videos out. I appreciate you, those who subscribe to me. Don't forget to click the like button you like the video. And Of course, I'm not. My disclaimer is that I'm not a financial advisor. So anything that I've said in relation to finance and so forth is not based on any license position that I take, because I don't have any license in finance or any of that. This is just for discussion purposes, entertainment purposes, and do not take me as such, and quote me as such. All right. So thank you I appreciate you guys for listening. Until next time, peace and blessing. Keep up the lessons. Assalamu alaikum.